And we're still preparing to the live stream. YouTube live. Please give me 1 minute, hopefully. Okay, it's already in the YouTube live. Okay, 10 minutes. Time is yours, Siti Nurazua. And all of you, please turn off your microphone. Okay, time is yours.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum. Can you hear me? All right.
Yeah. Waalaikumsalam.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Siti Nur Azwa. I will present my final project presentation, which is how wealth affect sustainable development. What the means of wealth is ownership of property, land, or shares that someone own it. So, from just pros from of the week have said that who owns wealth will ultimately determines who rules. Means whoever owns wealth, they can own the rules of their own. So this will lead to many effects, which is the first is inequality. Whereas inequality of economic states, politicals, which is increase the ability of cooperation and rich elites to influence policy making just to protect their wealth and privilege, while the power of labor unions become eroded. Milanovic has stated that the higher level of inequity seems to be economical beneficial for the rich. So they will often able to translate their disproportionate control of influencing over political and economic decision making. So here we can see that wealth can buy influence, which whenever they go, if they have money, they have property, they can influence others for decision making to for their own benefit. Yeah. The second effect is separating race, where we can see in USA there is a black-white gap, a wealth gap, which is affected by recession, which is the at USA they give more benefit for their white people than their black people. So there's will have a wealth gap between the white people and black people. So, and the third effect is it will affect sustainable development goals, which is one of them is poverty, where you can the poverty goal of sustainable development cannot be achieved because yeah they cannot share their wealth to the poverty people to help their needs in especially in food and shelter. Yeah, but this poverty uh, can help when the extreme income and wealth are being tackled. For example, in Nigeria, there are 2 million people have been lifted out of extreme poverty by a founder of Africa's largest cement producers. This can conclude that they can end the extreme poverty through wealthiness. So third, the fourth effect is a massive shift towards private capital. In World Inequality Report of 2018, they state that countries has become richer, but governments have become poor due to a massive shift towards private capitals. As you can see, the public capital in rich countries such as Tokyo, China, Korea has fallen from time to time. This limits the policy space of governments to tackle inequalities and implements the SDG. The SDG, such as health, education, and water, will ultimately defend quality and accessible, which requires robust politic financing. The fifth effect is the obstacle to create a decent world, where the power of a wealthy elites and large corporations vastly outweighs of organized labor. The last effect is the bigger ecological footprint, where the healthy tend to have much bigger ecological footprint because they consume more, and inequality that works against the effort to protect the environment. So the alternative solution that we can do to tackle this problem is firstly is emphasizing progressive taxation, where taxation should be based on the ability to pay, which is the rich individuals and large corporations should be the major part to able to pay the tax. The and undifferentiated value added tax is disproportionately burdens the poor. So therefore, they should not constitute of the tax system. High attention should instead be given to the progressive income tax, corporation tax, and tax on wealth and assets. The second alternative solution is improve public services and establish a universal comprehensive social protection system. Government can improve their public services and social protection system for people in that country. The quality and reach of public services must be improved and social protection be expanded to create more equal distribution of human rights. This access to quality public services as well as security protection must consider not only the poor society but also elder care, child care, and disabled friendly. For example, priority is given to elder and children as well as the disabled. For example, in Kuala Lumpur, we have public service which is they give us a special space for disabled, which is parking lot for disabled people. So third, the third alternative is regulating and restricting money in politics, which they can strengthen and reporting a law regarding corporate lobbying, political donation, and access to policymakers. The last alternative solution is curbing property speculation. Many countries should consider a kind of property speculation tax, given that property speculation and housing financial the main cause of increase the inequality, homeless and unsafe housing. For example, in Germany, speculators or those who owns a second home and empty properties are punished. Maybe they give they have to pay the tax in based on their empty properties. Yeah, that's all from me.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Siti. Is there any questions from the participants? No? Okay, how about Ibu Indah? Do you want to have questions to Kak Siti?
Okay. Kak Siti ya?
Yeah.
Okay, congratulations, you can enjoy this ityields and until this final project.
Thank you.
Yeah. You explained that one of the solution is emphasizing the taxation.
Yeah.
Is it? Yeah. Yeah. Mhm. But how?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
But the reality, many people didn't pay the tax as much as the amount that should be paid to government.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
How how to solve this problem?
As we can as we know, there is a corporation that cheat on taxation. So the government what government should do is they have to um, more more what you call that government should do more
Law enforcement.
yeah, law enforcement can but they can also check the corporation financial statement more more often, yeah, more often their financial statement, so that if government often check their financial statement, they will scared to cheat on taxation, so that the often check by government of their financial statement can improve of their taxation pays. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. One more. One more. Okay. How do you think the taxation beside increase the wealth, but also increase no, not increase, but also achieve the sustainable development?
Oh, taxation can achieve sustainable development, which is if corporation pay their taxation, which their complete taxation without cheating, government can use the budget to uh, to do the development project, where government can give the improving in service, public service maybe, or can give more help for the disabled or for the poor people in the country. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Siti.
Welcome.
Okay, thank you, Siti.
Yes.
You can
you,
answer
Doctor.
very great. Applause for you. Already give you some
You.
applause. Okay, to effectively running this presentation, let me invite Group C. Okay, may Siti close the share screen. Group C. Okay, group C, we have Kelly, David, Choi, Kelly. And then the second, Abraham, Alier Touch. The third, Siti Nurdiana. I think I found Siti
Yes,
Nurdiana.
yes, it's me.
Catch you. Okay. The fourth is Nita Sulistiawati. I'm not saying it. And Afif Muhammad. I think only Siti Nurdiana in here.
Yes, only one, only me.
Only you. Wow, you are good. You are truly fighter like Siti Nurazua. Okay, for Siti Nurdiana, give you time, 10
Yes,
minutes, 10 minutes only, and I
okay.
will give you, and after that will be question and answer. Okay, time is yours. Siti, you can open your camera and also your microphone, please.
Yes, yes. Okay. Did everyone see my presentation?
Yes.
Assalamualaikum and very good evening to all lecturer and all participants. Today I want to present my final project presentation. It's the topic. It's about ecosystem. First and foremost, before we go to the deep about this topic, first I want to introduce the meaning of ecosystem. In my opinion, the ecosystem means divide two different things. The first about living things such as like animal, human, and plants. Uh, Second is about non-living things. Is it about like things like ball, chair, and book? This is all have in a nature in this world. This is the future of the living things and non-living things that I say before this. Okay, we can see the future. Next, I would like to present about types of ecosystem in this world. I choose 5 ecosystem. Uh, the first is seawater ecosystem. The second, grass ecosystem. The third, tropical rainforest ecosystem. The fourth, fall forest ecosystem. And the last, fresh air ecosystem. This ecosystem is uh, familiar in this world. Okay, the first ecosystem that I choose is seawater ecosystem. Seawater ecosystem example nature of ecosystem which have water with very high salt concentration. As we know, the seawater have a salt the higher. Seawater ecosystem can be divided into several ecosystems, including coral reef ecosystem and coastal ecosystem. Coral reef ecosystem are in the shore sea zone where sunlight can still make penetrate in the sea. The sunlight is needed to the sea. Ecosystem by seaweed and coral reef to photosynthesis. Meanwhile, um, the coastal ecosystem are located by the sea. Organism in the coastal economy are mangrove fish, crab, and clams. As we know, in the seawater ecosystem in this world have a photosynthesis process and have a salt concentration. The second types of ecosystem, I choose grass ecosystem. An example of a natural ecosystem, that data is grassland ecosystem to consist forest and with grass shaped plants. We found in areas with tropical and subtropical climates. The tree in this meadow system is a short-term tree, such as bulls, giraffe, deer, zebras, and also predators such as jaguars and lions. Okay, the third is about I choose the tropical rainforest ecosystem. In Malaysia, we have so much tropical in forest ecosystem such as at Sabah. In Sabah, we have forest a lot. The first example of natural ecosystem is the tropical rainforest ecosystem. Typical rainforest is the one of the forest with higher levels of the biodiversity. This forest is hereditary and is in area with high like rainfall. Indonesia have a area with tropical rainforest due its location on the equator. Indonesia tropical rainforest ecosystem is inhabited by the variety of flora and fauna such as tiger, various birds, rhinos, and even leafy tree. The fourth is about fall forest ecosystem. An example of second natural ecosystem in this deciduous forest ecosystem is a type forest that in the region with 4 season change. It is 4 season. It's become in that countries. Countries that have 4 regular season area in with subtropical climates. A special feature of the deciduous forest ecosystem in this leaf and 3 in the reddish yellow forest. The air temperature in the fall forest is quite low. The air around the forest also begins to freeze and do the transition from autumn and winter. Some of the animals that live in the fall forest ecosystem and such as hamster, bears, and other animals that have a habit of hibernation. The last I choose about this ecosystem is fresh air ecosystem. Freshwater ecosystem are a ecosystem with low levels. This fresh wherever can be further divided into several ecosystems such as like ecosystem river ecosystem and swamp ecosystem. Fresh water ecosystem by freshwater fish such as a catfish, millfish, gold, and freshwater. Okay, that's it. Thank you.
Sorry, I forgot to unmute my. I already talked. Unmuted. Sorry. Thank you, Siti Nurdiana Ali. Any participant wants to ask something? Okay, Bu Enda.
Okay. Siti Nurdiana.
Yeah.
Okay, congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, great presentation. And I want to maybe just confirmation. You explain about five ecosystem.
Yes, five
Yeah.
ecosystem.
Yeah. Can you give us what happened if the climate change affect almost of overall the ecosystem?
The climax,
Climate change.
climate change.
Climate change. Yeah.
Climate change. Oh. In my opinion, the climate change ecosystem is about
I'm sorry. I think climate change can affect almost of the ecosystem, five of the ecosystem.
yes.
Can you explain maybe the examples forms affect the coastal ecosystem like that?
Oh.
And how about tropical rainforest?
The climate
Okay.
change
Yeah.
can affect with seawater ecosystems such as while a rain climax come, the seawater ecosystem is high and it's dangerous to the seawater and the photosynthesis in that in the seawater. So the level of seawater can increase and the natural disaster will affect like a flood, tsunami, and others. Second, the grass ecosystem. The climate change can affect with grass ecosystem if the rain climate always always happen. The grass ecosystem will broken and the plants will broken and nature in that countries also have problems. Uh, it is same with tropical rainforest ecosystem. It's the climate change can affect tropical rainforest ecosystem if the climate change divide a natural ecosystem tropical rainforest uh, flora and fauna also broken if the climate change uh, always happen. Okay, the fourth ecosystem.
Okay. Thank you. I think it's enough. Okay, Bu Didi, unmute Bu Didi.
Again, I think I haven't unmute. Okay, sorry. Okay, I think it's enough. Thank you, Siti. Congratulations for your presentations. And also, you also answer Ibu Endah questions very well. Okay, now the group, it's already group C. Now we already move to group D. Where's group D? Where's group D? Is it in here? But I forgot to open. Yeah. Daniel Deng Achok, Muhammad Abdul Aziz, Tamil Selvi, Devi Ratnawati, and Diva Ameliora. Is everyone already gathering in here?
I'm a selfie. Yeah.
Okay, I see. Tamil Selvi already here, Diva already there. Only both of you?
Yes.
Okay, 10 minutes. Time is yours. Who first? It's up to you, but only 10 minutes. If I already raise this one, I cannot read. You cannot read it. When I raise this one, it means that 2 minutes left. Okay, time is yours, please.
Okay, good day. Good evening to doctors and all participants. We are from Group D, and so our title of the final project is the halal industry as a green economic towards to sustainable development. Oh my God. Okay. So the background of the study is the halal industry is a group of companies that carry out productive economic that produce raw materials, both goods and services, who inputs, process, and output by Islamic law. And the next one is the higher the production, the better the prospect for regional development, or what we call national income are considered. The third one is the halal industry can contribute directly to realizing the three dimensions of technology based on sustainable development goals, which are economic, social, and environmental. Here, I want to add some achievements of halal industry in global wide, such as food and beverage, cosmetic, media and entertainment, healthcare, education, and so on. And also some other development country also putting halal certified sigil to produce quality of products. The halal certification got some aspects such as in education on halal, contamination, waste management, and water supply. So the objective of the study is to study the impact of halal industry to the green economy and to examine how halal industry achieves to sustainable development by green economy. The method we was used to study the title is the also we use that things will be discussed study area we focus on the Islamic countries such as Indonesia, Mali, and Malaysia. That's all from me now. Diva. So Diva, this is time yours.
Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Ladies and gentlemen, introduce me. My name is Diva and I'm from Indonesia. As information for you guys, right now I'm on my car. I was in my car with my parents, so maybe there is some noisy voice, but I try to perform with nicely. Okay, the next slide, please. We discussed about our topic right now. That is the halal industry and green economy forward to sustainable development goals. In this topic, we make a point for uh, 3 points. There is economy, social, and environment. We know that the opportunities for the halal industry from the international community were recorded in 2018 from State of the Global Islamic Economy report that the world Muslim community consume around $2 trillion for total assets. And like say we from selfie that the food and beverage sector also spend much more, like 1 trillion US dollar. The clothing needs sector for 270 billion dollar, media and entertainment for 209 billion dollar, and so on. So from the social point, uh, from the social point, the consequences of implementing the halal industry is that is not only a guarantor of the halal standard of an item, but also create halal insights by design in people's life. So when we hear halal, there is no just about the logo, but also about the design, gitu. How we can make design for halal. And business actors must go through the testing phase to be able to categorize their goods or services as having a halal classification by the relevant bureaucrats so that they can participate in enlivening the global market for the halal industry, which in this case is BPJH, for example, in Indonesia. And for the environment, Indonesia has added value that can strengthen the correlation of environmental protection, list in the SDGs, and the development of the halal industry in the tourism cluster. So, what the support from halal industry system to sustainable development paradigm? This is we say that the halal industry is part of the Islamic economy. Why? Because that the development of the halal industry will have an impact on the economy of the Islam. The State of Global Islamic Economy report in 2019 comply in an economic framework of global ethic that can encourage economic role of Islam on a global level. Next slide, please. So the conclusion and suggestions from us is the concept of Islamic value, which is a fundamental aspect of the halal industry. Uh, Halal and Tayyib are not only associated with products and services, but also in the from a new paradigm of human lifestyle. It's also built by the design, and SDGs and the halal industry have the same formation philosophy, especially in the economic field, namely efforts to bring human welfare to meet the needs of life by utilizing and maintaining the potential of natural resources as well as humans. And the prowess of the two ideas can be combined with the SDGs, halal industry and green economy, as a forum, and halal industry as a global paradigm that touch and play a role in the three dimension of the SDGs target. Um, like this is on this slide we say that dimension is economy, environmental, and social. And the halal industry as a new phenomenon in the world economy should be used as a new paradigm, especially in world production and consumption practices. And and this is the last. To perfect and enrich the research and development research of the halal industry, further research is needed regarding the role of halal industry in the sustainable development goals. Also, green economy, um, while very in SDGs. This program both on a national and global scale, including halal as a global economy paradigm and how the halal economy can create a good and sustainable community life. Okay, maybe this from us. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Diva and Samuel Selfie. Okay, very nice. I was shocked that when I read your title, it's very interesting concerning the halal industry. How you try to focusing how halal industry can do the sustainable development. It's very interesting. I have a question with you for you. So I believe that halal industry as a green economy that you know, part of the hadith and Al-Quran is relating, also mentioning about this. And what do you think for the other religions? Do you need to integrate it, or do you need to share why how Quran and Hadith is supporting the green economy or others? What do you think about it?
So, Doctor, I am Taman Suli myself. I can share the answer for the question.
Okay. Yes.
Can, so share I suggest some answers and Diva will suggest her answer. Can I, Doctor?
Yeah.
Okay.
You first,
So,
Selfie.
yeah. Hey, Doctor. Yes, I'm as a non-Muslim. I'm also study economic Islam. From the studies, I also know that Islamic studies hers to go to the good and healthy lifestyle. So from that, we can create a healthy and useful environment to not for herself, also for the worldwide. From that we also can create a huge and sustainable future for our generation. Also the Al Qurans of Muslim also useful for the guidance how they can provide healthy and wealthy lifestyle. So this is my answers for now. So Diva, you can share your answer.
Um, the reason why we want to perform this topic is because, for my opinion, honestly, I see that Islamic economy is just now, yeah, from now it's just from a concept that only Muslim can practicing, can apply. But in the Quran and Hadith, that Islam is for universal. So everything Islam can create is also for the humankind. So uh, we realize that no much of like research halal industry as a new paradigm. There is, but not much. So in this case, we want to up this topic and then combine with green economy, which is this topic is our interest topic, especially for Selfie and me. Uh, so we want to combine these three topics. There is halal industry, green economy, and sustainable development goals. Sustainable development goals already present now. Halal industry and green economy also, but for halal industry and green economy, now it have attention more from people, I guess, because like what I said before, halal industry, what people think when they hear a halal industry is just for Muslim, apply for Muslim. But in the Quran and the Hadith, they say anything that we born from Islam, there is for humankind. So for economy, also in this discussion. So that's my answer, Doctor.
Okay, terrific. Tiva and Selfie, thank you. Bu Indah, do you have any question for them?
No, thank you.
Congratulations for Tiva and Selfie.
Thank you so
Wow.
much, Doctor.
Thank you.
Very interesting. You need to follow up this research to be your research, your thesis.
Yeah, sure, Doctor. Sure. Thank you so much for the opportunity,
Thank you
Doctor.
so much.
Thank you.
Another.
Okay, we already have group D. Fantastic. And let me check with group E now. Group E already here?
Bernard.
Oh yeah, Bernard. We already have Bernard. John, I think I read his message. He's not feeling well. A fever, speedy recovery. I can see John. How are you there?
Unmute.
Not feeling well, actually, just having some fever.
Oh, speedy recovery. Okay, we have also Nur Suaida. Yes. Nur Suaida, Egi Rahmawati, and Yuanisa. I think this group, we already have 4 people. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I give you only 10 minutes for your presentation and then we follow up with the questions. Okay, time is yours. Who will be the lead to open the session for the group E, please? Okay, time is yours.
Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We're from Group E. We will present our presentation and it's about green GDP.
Okay, first of all, the background is the idea of green GDP arises within the early 1990s in response to the shortcoming of traditional GDP to account for the economic value of resources, depletion and pollution damage that successively will influence human welfare. And the main purpose of green GDP accounting life to produce a more correct measure of welfare and to look at the sustainability of the economy. Green GDP also is known as an indicator of economic growth with the environmental consequence of the growth factor into a country conventional GDP. The objective of this project is to evaluate economic growth through an alternative environmental prism without speculating on how economy and social trends will evolve and how this development will guide economic policy in the future.
Please unmute.
Oh, sorry. Okay, the next general scheme of calculation of green GDP is GDP, and the first deduction present the cost of carbon dioxide pollution as carbon dioxide emission times carbon marketplace. And the second deduction present the opportunity cost, often of us that could be used in the production of electrical energy. And the third deduction present the adjusted saving of natural resource depletion as a percentage of the gross national income per country. Okay, next. Okay, this is the data sample of 44 countries that include developing and developed countries, has been collected from Eurostat and World Development Indicator database of the World Bank in the year 2014. Okay.
Sorry, I think you need to unmute again.
The next is Ben. Sorry, Ben is. Please unmute.
Bernard, unmute, please.
Oh, thank you. Can you hear me now? Yeah, the next is results. Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah, thank you. The next is the results and the discussions. We categorize countries into three standard groups: developed countries, that is to say Belgium, Denmark, Germany, Ireland, Greece, Spain, France, Italy, Cyprus, Luxembourg, Malta, Netherlands, Austria, Portugal, Finland, Sweden, UK, to name a few, etc., as the list is on under of the 18 and undeveloped countries. The average GDP growth and green development growth for the developed countries was 1.85% and 0.92%, difference of 0.93. Then 1.78 and minus 1.15%, difference of, which is to say, is a difference of 2.93%. For the developing countries, and 4.03% and minus 3.98%, which is a difference of 8.01% for the undeveloping countries. This implies that environmental qualities and the process of economic development, growth with the development stages, or on the other hand, that the countries on the lower development stages tends to go in favor of higher current growth rates against the sustainable human, social, natural growth and development. Which is that of the conclusion, you have that most of the countries' environmental qualities in 2014 was sacrificed to achieve higher growth rates and higher benefit of standard economy. You have that of the recommendations that we get, promoting an alternative indicator of social economic progress. We are addressing a wider audience. The second is green gross domestic product cannot replace the traditional GDP measures. And the third is no systematic attempts has been made for measuring green GDP on global scale or on the European level, with few exceptions. As you can see, these are the references on which we state under the Eurostat 2017, officially EU statistic data available at the website. You can see it at http:// the World Development Indicators in 2017, World Bank available. You can also find that of the the parameters in that of the website on the World Bank. These are the references you can go through in order to get that of the stipulated details and that of the infos on the GDP.
Okay. Enough? That's all? Yeah,
I take it back.
okay.
Yes, it's enough. I take it back to the Jose again.
Okay, congratulations, Ben. And Nisa ya. Okay. You present about green GDP, and many countries have the indicator of green GDP. Any advice for the countries that have no indicator green GDP, like Indonesia is still difficult to measure the natural resources that can be include in GDP. How about that? Hello? Can you hear me?
Oh yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah.
Concern
Can
about,
you hear me?
yes, I can hear you. Concern about the GDP that you said on that of Indonesia. Yeah, it will be very meaningful and that of so helpful in countries like that are not within the list of the categorical list that have been stated within the three standard groups, which is the of the developed countries. And Indonesia is within the list of those countries that have been. But to that of my advice or what I would suggest to that of it will be very meaningful. Like having those scopes on the GDP, it will help you to work on each of that of the GDPs in that of your economy. Because having such average growth on that of the development, it will help to bolster and foster in bringing that of in areas like that of tourism, whereby people will venture in and able to come with certain benefit in which it will bring that of a development to that of the country. So what I would also like, or I will wish to see in that of the GDP, seeing that meaningful development in that of Indonesia, seeing that of their GDP within that of the results and being discussed in that of the agendas, it will be very meaningful of having that of the Indonesian GDP to be there because it helps to sell or to bolster that of the economy of a particular country. So having Indonesia there also, it will be an advantage to that of the country itself because this on that of the GDP tends to sell out one of the economics of that country in which it has, I hope you were able to hear me. Hope I didn't speak very fast.
Okay.
Hello, Prof.
Okay, Ben. Yeah, okay. Okay. You are Nisa? Any comment? No?
I think enough.
Okay. For group E, I think it's enough. Thank you for your presentation. Good presentation. Okay, and then we go to the next group. Group F.
Yes, me.
Rizky.
Yes.
Okay, and then
And then
the others?
my partner Shahidah.
Syahidah, okay.
Yes, Nina.
Wait. Okay.
Yeah. Just two of you,
Yes, just two.
just two members, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait.
Okay, the time is yours. 10 minutes, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Wait. Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. So in this opportunity, we would like to present of our research with the title is Greening of Economy for Sustainable Growth, from exploratory study in green growth to achieve DGS in Indonesia. So before we begin to our discussion, let us introduce of ourselves. So this is our team. Okay, my name is Rizky. I'm from Indonesia, and my partner is Shahida from Malaysia. So actually, we have 3 others person in my team, but they all have no response at all. So next, so what we actually want to discuss today. For the first one is introduction, the second one is methodology, the third one is discussion, and the last one is conclusion and recommendations. So welcome to the introduction of our research, of this research. So before we start it, I have a question. Do you know what is green growth? Or anybody here ever heard about green growth itself? Okay, so what is green growth? Green growth is a strong economic growth, but also environmentally friendly and socially inclusive. It is very contrast to conventional development model that rely on unsustainable practice such as depletions and destruction of natural resources. And for other definitions, green growth is a coordinated movement consisting of economic growth, environmental sustainability, poverty reduction, and social engagement driven by the development and sustainable use of global resources. So, Dr. Lukita Tuo in October 2013 said that the government of Indonesia is very understands about the opportunities with a green economy and its potential for sustainable economic growth, job creations, and poverty reductions can bring to Indonesia. What is required to advance green growth in Indonesia is a systematic approach with concrete steps that take us from where we are today to our visions for a green economy. And then, why should our growth must be green? For the first one, being green and sustainable not only benefit the environment, it helps make the business more successful and profitable. And for the second one, it's come from issue about green growth arise from concerns about the unwanted social, environmental, and economic consequence of rapid population's growth and consumptions of natural resources. So this issue has led to the development of various science and technology approaches and mechanisms to achieve strong economic growth, yet environmentally friendly and socially inclusive. And then Indonesia, as you know, the Indonesia needs rapid economic growth, inclusive and sustainable in order to provide a decent standard of living for all people. These priorities reflect the urgent development needs as well as the international commitment of the Indonesian state to realize the nationally determined contributions or NDC in achieve the Sustainable Development Goals or SDGs. So what the objective of this research? The objective of research, if this research is to find out how Indonesia build green growth that reflect that the urgent development needs as well as the international commitment of the Indonesian state to realize the nationally determined contribution and achieve the SDGs. So, and this is our next methodology. And the methodology of research, okay. The focus of this research is understanding and explanations. Therefore, this research is a qualitative research with descriptive analysis method. This research uses a secondary data source obtained from various sources, namely printed books, official websites, journals, and articles that have been identified, analyzed, clarified, and interpreted so that it becomes a work that can be accounted for. So we move on to the next topic, that is discussion that will be delivered by my partner is Shahida from Malaysia. So Shahida, time is yours.
Okay, hi. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Next slide.
Next.
Okay. Okay, the strategy of green growth in Indonesia. We get three strategy green growth in Indonesia. The first one is capacity strengthening. The second one is green investment, and the third one is green growth knowledge. Okay, the first one is capacity strengthening. One of the main foundation of green growth is to equip decision makers at the national and local level with a strong green growth understanding and capacity, and provide them with knowledge of green growth tool and approach. The second one is green investment. As we know that nowadays everything that we do, we need money support. We need some support lah from that money. So the green growth program seek to create condition conducive to green investment and raising capital, which it does by helping government to build investor confidence, attract capital, and create profitable green business models. And the last is green growth knowledge. Knowledge of green growth is very important. The green lifestyle has evolved in recent decades and is become a popular concept as more people and entities recognize the urgent need as well as the multiple benefit of sustainable practice. Next slide, please. Okay, the capacity strengthening. There is three programs here. The first is sectoral support. The Green Growth Program promotes green investment in three priority sectors, which is the sustainable energy, sustainable landscape, and green infrastructure within Special Economic Zone (SEZS). This is to support priority sector and other sector by the collaboration between the LAN, which is the Local Area Network, and Global Green Growth Institute. Under this program, aim to increase the capacity of government agency and state civil servant in apply green growth principle, concept and approach in order to attract more green investment. The second is Green Economic Growth Curriculum. The Green Growth Competency Development System for State Civil Servant was held at the Local Area Network campus in Central Jakarta, marking the beginning of the development of a green growth curriculum. And the third program is the development tools. The Green Growth Program continues to develop and refine various tools, methods, indicators, best practice to promote green growth and green investment. Next slide. Okay, next is the green investment. Okay, in this green investment, we also have four programs under the green investment, which is the energy, sustainable landscape, special economic area, and GCF preparation program. The energy is in collaboration with the Ministry of Energy and Mineral Resources (KESDM). The Green Growth Program support the energy sector and focusing on the renewable energy and energy efficiency subsector. Next, sustainable landscape. The program emphasizes a landscape-based approach such as forest, peat, and land play an important role in providing a variety of service to communities in collaboration also with the government, with the Ministry of Environment and Forestry. This program mainstream green growth principle and tool into development and economic planning within a jurisdiction where resources efficient technology as well as environmentally friendly practice are really need for the forestry and agricultural sector. The third one is special economic area. The national development plan not only view the infrastructure development and improvement as an engine of regional economic growth, but also realize the need for environmental sustainability. The development of special economic zone is a priority for policymakers in Indonesia because it's seen as a very effective strategy to attract foreign investment. And last is GCF. GCF is the Green Climate Fund. Is a financing mechanism from the United Nations Framework Convention and Climate Change, which was specifically formed to help develop countries like Indonesia to achieve their emission reduction target. There are 5 results to be achieved from the preparation and strengthening program. The first one is Indonesia capacity is strengthened, various stakeholders are involved, direct access entity are realized, access to financial GCF is improved, and the private sector is involved. Next. Okay. Okay, what does the Green Growth Program in Indonesia want to produce? Okay, actually this program in Indonesia, this program is Green Growth Program, is to produce the program is designed to increase gross domestic product and standard of living that are sustainable and equitable while reducing pollution, building clean and resilient infrastructure, using resources more efficiently and valuing natural assets that are often not economically viable even though it has provided economic success and well-being for mankind over the century. This program also acts as a facilitator to bring together the diverse needs of stakeholders, including government, national and international investors, and project developers, so that green capital can flow. Okay, next, for the conclusion and recommendation. Okay, the conclusion from our project is the concept of green economy and green growth is a movement toward a more integrated and comprehensive approach to incorporate social and environmental factors in the economic process in order to achieve sustainable development. Therefore, green growth is economic growth that contribute to the responsible use of natural capital, prevent and reduce pollution, and create opportunities to improve overall social welfare by building a green economy. Okay, for the recommendation, government commitment at all levels to green growth is urgently needed because green investment will only flow with the active involvement.
Nya tadinya teh nya teh. Iya ya.
Movement of the government in formulating supporting policy that can promote project risk mitigation for investor and green business by providing incentive, strengthening capacity, best practice guidance, tailored support and fund opportunities for green business. The government also play an important role in ensuring the higher quality of public institutions, which is their need to support green growth project and activity, either financially or as an implementing entity. That's all from us. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for group F, yeah.
Yeah.
Congratulations, the good presentation about green growth, and I think your case in Indonesia, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. What do you think? I think for produce the energy that can support the green growth, it needs the high technology, and
Yes.
I think in Indonesia, it's still I think not cannot fulfill this technology, but maybe Indonesia use import, or I think use the other countries for produce the high technology for renewable energy. Yeah.
Yes.
What do you think? Uh, what your advice for the government or for the private sector that can produce the renewable energy that use the natural resources, but in other side, the natural resources have to be kept for the sustainable development. What do you think? For example, in Yogyakarta, especially in Gunung Kidul, they produce the jarak lift in the jarak lift for energy substitute the petrol. Yeah. Yeah. What do you think? How to produce, but we have to keep the natural resources for sustainable development. Okay. Okay, Rizky.
Yeah, ma'am. Okay, maybe advice for the government itself. Government must be commitment in the level of green growth, because green growth is not only because green growth itself is very urgent for today. Green because and also with green investment will only flow with the active involvement of the government in promoting supporting policy that can promote project risk mitigations for investor and green business by providing incentive, and then for the government maybe strengthening capacity, best practice guidance, and tolerance support and funding, and so on and so forth, for opportunities of green business and greening economy and green growth in Indonesia. Okay, maybe from Shahida.
How about the human resources?
Human.
Human resources. In my opinion, I think that every country can achieve the green growth, because we can do that thing alone. We need to support each other, either from the individual, from the school or institution, and also from the government itself. Because when we got more support, so the thing that we think that we can do when we do together. I hope you understand what I want to say.
Okay, the good and nice answer, and congratulations for the good presentation. And I think Group F is enough.
Thank you,
Okay,
ma'am.
thank you.
Thank you, doctor.
Yeah. Okay, and we back to Group A. Group A. Jangan kelihatan. Yeah, Group A. Who is the members of Group A? Because the list of the group. Dr. Didi, no. Who is the members of group A? Yuanisa, Siti Nurazwa is the member of group. What group?
I am group B.
Oh, group B.
Yes.
So group A, no members here.
I think they didn't have
Yeah.
in here. Yeah.
Yeah. And all of the group B until F have present the paper. Yeah. Okay. Okay. If no group A, we can close this event, and the best presenter and best presentation will announce tomorrow. Yeah, in the closing ceremony at 9 a.m. Yeah. Not tomorrow, but on 1 September. Yeah. Is it on September? Okay. In the closing ceremony. Okay. Any questions? And we can communicate in the groups. Okay, if no questions, thank you for all participants and for the good presentations. Congratulations and thank you. We close with say Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. See you in the closing ceremony. And Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.